To my new video today. In today's video we will build a to-do app in iOS. I will use Xcode to design this application with Swift as a language, and I will also work with the storyboard. Today's application has a table of to-dos or list of to-dos, and the user also could add a new task, and the user also could select if the task is urgent or not urgent, give it a specific date, and save it. If the user select an urgent task, this is going to be in red. If this is a not urgent task, it will be in green, and this is the output. If the user tries to save a task without entering the title, an alert will be displayed showing that missing info, and the user could cancel without any issue. We could also delete those tasks and remove them from the list. The full code will be available on GitHub repo. Don't forget to subscribe in my channel, and let's get started. Let's create a new project. First of all, make sure you select iOS as your template for the project. Don't go to Mac OS or Watch or multiple platform. After iOS, make sure you also to select app, because we are building an app, not a game. Later on, I will work also with augmented reality app to show you guys how to work with that one. So application is selected, and then here I should give it a name, and I will build here a to-do app today. And the organization name is basically a reverse domain name. Any reverse domain name will work in here. So let's say Google. ca.google is a reverse domain name, so it's organization identifier. You can select it between Swift UI or Storyboard. I will go today with the Storyboard, and then later on I will go also with the project using Swift UI. Because you select Storyboard, you have option to select the languages, Objective-C or Swift. However, if you select Swift UI, no other option rather than Swift. And that's because Swift UI only work with the Swift. Testing system, you could go with non-test now because you are in development, or you could select one of the other unit testing that available in here. Storage, because we are not working with core data in this application, I am not going to select core data option. Next, save it whenever you want and proceed with the location. So whenever you have this application, you will see a couple of existing files, starting with app delegate, and also there is scene delegate, and there is view controller, and those are 3 Swift files. There is here class, view control is the starting point of your application. App delegate is another class that inherits from UI responder and UI application delegate. And in this class, there is also pre-existing functions with some code in them. We could also definitely here add some more code to start up with. Scene delegate is another function that's taking care of communication between your app and the operating system. So for example, when your scene did disconnect, or scene did become active, resign active, or enter foreground, enter background. So all of those functions are ready for you here to work with. So whenever you need a specific action to be done when your scene, so we're speaking speak about a scene as something different from an app. But in our case today, we will create an application with one scene. But because it is common nowadays to build application with multiple scenes, especially if there is bigger devices. This is where scene delegate become very handy to help you manage scene by scene in your application. Mainly, app delegate is usually contain 3 functions. One of them, the very important function, which is did finish launching with option. Here you could customize the app before launching. For example, connect to Firestore, establish some other kind of connection before the app is launching. Besides having those 3 Swift files, we will see assets folder where you could drop any images to use it during the app. Info list, which is also key value table, where we could also add some other configuration. And we have 2 storyboards. One of them is main storyboard, and the other one is launch screen to design the launch screen for our application. This is going to be only a couple of seconds before the app is visible to the user. Make sure you select main storyboard before starting, so you know you're not designing in launch screen. You also, when you download Xcode, it's come with pre-existing iPhones, or basically those are the simulators. You could also connect your phone and test the app on your own physical phone. I will select one of the existing iPhones in here for testing or debugging, and I will start looking in more detail to view controller and the relationship between the main storyboard and my first view controller. Take a look at the structure of those files. I could see in main storyboard we have a couple of parts. To the left we have the navigation between the application folders, and we also, to the right, we have in the top right corner this menu here to open a little bit extra panels where we could navigate and see what we can control. If I click on the view that I have right now, I can see here the class that's connected to this view. In my case, it is a view controller class that come ready with my template. And to the very end, I could also see the segues that I have them within this view. Currently, I have only one view connected. We will create one more as well. Down below, if you click, if you notice here, there is a menu as well to open, a small button to open the bottom part. This will help us with debugging, so we could see the errors and debugging messages down in here. And one more thing, it is very useful in Xcode, which is this very small button in here where you could add files side by side. If I click on this, it will open main storyboard for me as well. So if I click to the first side, to the left side, I see main storyboard. To the other side, I can open any one of the files in this project. So for example, I can navigate to view controller, and I could see them right now side by side. This is done from this button, which is add editor to the right, on right. Okay, I can close, I could keep adding, by the way, so I could add more files. This is going to be more complicated to manage, but it will be enough if you have two of them, which is very useful when we start connecting a component from your view to the view controller class. We will see that in today's video. If I also take a look at the left side, I could see the navigation, and there is also here so many icons. One of them for repository, get repo, and basically get repositories to save your versions, and if you want to connect with remote as well. There is many others. I'm not going to use any one of those today, but in the current project that I have, I will take a look at the main kind of setting section or part of this application. We do have target and project. For our target today, we can, if we need to push this application to App Store, we can look at signing, so we could sign to App Store if we have an Apple developer account. We could take a look at app setting that include all the build and the version that come with this existing project. And also one more thing here, which is minimum deployment, which is currently 18.5. This is the iOS version that I'm working with right now. By the way, my Xcode is Xcode 16, and this Xcode 16 is the minimum requirement to publish iOS application to App Store. If you have Xcode 14, 15, or 12, you need to upgrade to Xcode 16 in order to push any code to App Store. Which we are not going to do that today, but this is just a side note. our idea for today, or our application for today, will have a table and icons, or I mean some text field to enter a new to do in our table. So let's start designing the application. I need to create here a table. So in my first screen, I should see a table of all to-dos, and then I need here also to see a plus sign to navigate to adding a new to-do in this table. So basically here I have a UI view controller, which is the class, but I need a table view controller. So because of that, I will delete this file. So I will remove it and remove it to trash, and I will create another file. So I will here add files to this application. Sorry, I will add a new file, by the way. So I will here add a new empty file. Sorry, not empty file. Let me just delete this. I will also remove it. I will add and I will add a new file now. So right click here, you could go and add a file from template, and in here I will be careful to select the correct file. I don't need a Swift file, I need a Cocoa Toucher class, because I need a class that inherits from UI table view controller, because I am designing a table right now. So that's why Cocoa Toucher class is my target. If I need to create a model, I will select a Swift file. But now I'm building something to control my user interface. So I will here move on, and this is going to be UI table view controller, and I will give it a name to do table view controller. All right, and here we go. Let's save it. And right now my class is outside the project, so I will drag and drop it in here. So I will see it beside my other files. There we go. Now come back to my storyboard. I should make sure, number one, to connect this view to the correct controller, because currently I already deleted the earlier view control that was connected to this view. So I should go here to the menu, to the setting menu, and go to the class. It's not anymore available, which is view control. I have to change it to UI table view controller, which is to do table view controller. However, in order to work with the table view control, I need to see a table. Because of that, I will also delete this completely and replace it with something that contains table. So deleting this view. I'm trying now to click on delete button, but it's not getting removed. So I could open, sometimes this is not going to work, so I could open this nav button here so I could see everything in this main storyboard. I will click on this to do table view control. I will click on this view, and I'm deleting it right now, and I will also delete the controller entirely, and here we go. Now I have an empty storyboard, so I will click on this plus sign to add a new table view controller. So table view controller, there we go. And I have right now a table view controller. Number one, I should put this arrow back, because this arrow means this is the starting view controller. So I will come back to the setting in here and scroll down a little bit, go click here, and I will check this box is initial view controller. This arrow is here, so my application or my view now is the initial view, which is really essential. Without this arrow, you are going to see a black screen. Done. Number two, I have here the table, but I should let this table know that this class is responsible for. So I will go to this custom class and I will connect my new table with to-do table view controller. Make sure you have the autocomplete. Without autocomplete means your storyboard is not really recognizing the table or the class. Done. And that's so far what I have. I have a controller class, which is inherit from UI table view controller that contain so many useful existing code that I will use while designing my table. And I have in my storyboard, I have the table. Now, step number two is to start, by the way, here when I'm connecting that, if I look at the setting, I should see that my data source and delegate of this table that's currently the only thing in this view are connected to the class that I have it, which is to-do table view controller. Perfect. Now my next step is to start adding or setting up or configuring my table, including number of sections, number of rows in section in this table, and also cell for row at index path, and also some other functions I could use it later. So let's start now working with the configuration of our table. With the table, I definitely need an array of to-dos or array of tasks in this application. Currently, I don't have anything called task in this app, so I will go ahead and create a new file to represent this model. So I will create here a file from template, and basically I need a Swift file this time, not Cocoa Touch, because it's not for my user interface. And I will go ahead and create this file. I will call it here task or to do, and this is my first class here. I will create here a class. I will call it task class, and within this class I will have here variable to be the name of the task, and I also need another is completed, which is boolean. As you can see, the autocomplete always give me what you have to do, and that's good. Give me is completed to be boolean. I also need date created, which is a new date object. I could make it like this, and I could here also add it to the constructor, and that's it. This is what I need to create. So here self dot date created is the parameter here, and this is my data structure return from without initializing all stored. So basically I still have to also initialize is completed and equal to the is completed parameter. All good. Now because I have this class, I could create a list or array of all tasks to represent all to-dos in this application, where I have to create this array, because this array could be later on become stored in a database or come from a Firestore cloud database. I need it in a place where it could represent a model or represent a data where it is accessible to all classes in this application. So the best place is to create another model or another class. Let's say here task manager, and within this class, as you can see, the autocomplete give me what I need, array of all tasks, and add the new task to my array. I could also here have another function which is delete task function, and this function will be basically remove a specific index from my list. Done. This is my class manager or task manager, and I need to provide access from this class everywhere in my controllers. So I will use here a shared variable var static, and this is going to be shared, and this is an object of task manager. This is a common practice in iOS. So whenever any other class or any other variable, let me here declaration of task, so var static shared, I could see that I think this is going to be static and then var. There we go. Hopefully this is the error. There we go. And this is a common practice to provide access to all variables and functions within this task manager to other objects. So those basically are private in this case. Okay, so because of this shared variable, I could reach to this array of tasks from any place. And basically this any place in my case so far is this view controller. So in this view controller, I could refer to that variable, which is a list of all tasks, which is inside task manager using this shared variable. So I will create here this var, let's say all tasks, and I will find it going to task manager dot shared dot tasks. And here we go, I have access to the array, and I need number of rows in my table to be equal to the size of this array. I don't need any section, so let's now go with one section, and I need here the number of rows within this one section will be the size of this all task array. There we go. Cell for row at index path is the third function for configuration. I should here make sure that I have a name for my reusable cell. This is come from my main storyboard. I will go to main storyboard. I will open the cell. I should be here careful because this is here the table. Within this table I have a cell, which is this one. I need to give it a name, and this name comes from the properties in here. I will here, this is UI view. I need to refer to the cell table view, and this is here the cell. I need to give it a name. Property cell. So I click on the table, and this is here. I will give it a name. UI table view cell. I need to extend here the space so I could see where is the cell, and I need to click on that cell. This is here the view, which the thing that I don't want. I need to reach out to the table view cell. Here we go. So clicking here, this is the table view cell. This is exactly what I need to give a name, and this is the identifier. I will give it here a name cell, so I could find this cell refer to this cell in my function here, which is cell. Because here I'm reusing the same cell of this type again and again for each task in this array. Okay, and that means each cell in here dot label, text label. I think there is here text label. This is going to be deprecated in a future version, so I still use it, and I will make sure that this is referred to one value index path.row.title. I don't have title for my task other than I have name. This is a text label, and I'm also going to work with cell.detail text label dot text, and this is going to be containing the date created. This is a date object, and I will go to the description, which is the value of the date as a string. Here I cannot find text, which is dot text. I also need the background color of the cell to be red if the task is urgent. I have it here is completed, but I actually need it is urgent. So I'm gonna change it in here, and I will also change it everywhere in here. There we go. Yeah. So urgent or not urgent. So basically here, if the task is urgent or not, we will need the background color of the cell to be red or green. So that means here cell dot background color background color is a UI color. So you can here check the side. Background color is UI color. So I need it here to be based on the is completed. If this is it's basically is urgent. So I need here to be, if this is a true, I need it to be green. Is urgent green, it's going to be here red. And if it is not urgent, I need it to be green. This is here the two, I think this is also to be small. There we go. This is background color is urgent, red or green. That's good so far. And now all right, perfect. There is some other functions in here, which is can edited row at. If I need to delete the row, swipe to left or right to remove, and I will implement it now. So the first function here to just return a true, making sure that I can edit the row by swipe to left or right. So I have to return true here to make it editable. And then in this other function, I will here check if this is insert or delete. I don't want to let the user add a new cell, so I will remove this, and I will just making sure if this is deleting. I don't want to delete a row, I need to delete one task from the list, which is this list, and I need to reload the table to reflect that delete. So basically I should go to task manager dot shared dot delete task, and here I need the index, which is basically the index of the row, index path dot row, and this means going to remove that from my array, and I will reload the table because I have here I am inside the table. I have it as a parameter, which is in here. So table view dot reload data. This is will take care of reflect the updated table after removing one task. That's exactly what I need so far in this table. If I come back to this list, in order to start testing, I need to add some dummy data in this array. So I will do that in here. So basically instead of having this as an empty array of tasks, I will initialize it with a couple of existing tasks. And let's say here I need the name to be, let's say here fix the door, and is urgent to be true, and date will be the current date, and another task. And this time I will make sure this is, let's say, fix the window, and I will make sure this is here false. Alright, so in this way I can test my application right now with two tasks. I will run the application with those two tasks in this array. Later on I will delete it and make sure that the user starts with an empty to-do list, and then it will move on from that point. Here we go. This is what I need to see: a red task if this is urgent, a green task if this is not urgent. And if I try to delete, this is going to stop here. I already had a breaking point. I will remove it, and this is should reload the table. I don't see any reload. The reason why it's not deleting, or the reason why we are not see the table updated is here. Even though the function is correctly removing the task from the list, but the table is not updated, and the reason behind that we are not updating the data source of this table. Our table in this view controller is based on this old task, which is a copy of this tasks array. So I should update this data source after removing the task. So this is remove it from my model, deleted from the array in the model, and I should also update my old task to reflect the new data source for my table in this view controller. Now If everything correct, I should here delete this, done, delete this, done. So that's the point. This is right now kind of I'm having two arrays, one of them in my model, which is the array inside task manager, and I have a copy of this array, which is all tasks, that I have it in this view controller. I should make sure that I'm always using the same array or doing the changes in two different places. The next step after finish working with all tasks, the existing array that has two tasks in it, is to add a new task to our table. In order to add a plus sign in the top right corner, I need to add a navigation bar in here, but here I cannot add any navigation bar before because I have this table. So there is a trick, I can use it right now to embed my table view controller in navigation controller. And I can do that by selecting my table view controller and go to editor menu. In editor menu, I will select embedded in navigation controller, and this is add this. This is going to be invisible for my user navigation controller, but it basically give me this bar, which is navigation item. I have it in here. In this navigation, I could add a title, and I could also add bar button item. So I will add here bar button item in this navigation bar. As you can see, it's inserted a couple of them. I need only, I will go ahead delete, and I will go one more time to add one bar button item in here. Here we go, I got mine inserted in here. So I will go now to customize it a little bit by selecting the type to be add. When I select this add, so I see this as a plus sign, so it's right now my new button. And the title here, I could also add some title. So let's say here my to-do list. So this is my to-do list, and that's beautiful. If I run this application one more time, it should continue working as before, and with the plus sign to the top all the way with the title as well. Beautiful. And I will add my new view controller that will control inserting a new task. So in order to do that, I should go ahead with adding here a view controller, drag and drop it to my main storyboard, and then I need to open it when the user click on this plus button. In order to do that, I should create a segue. A segue is an object, a main storyboard segue, which is an object to do this kind of connection or messaging between view controllers. So I will push down control button and drag and drop to this new view controller. There is several type of segues: show segue, present modally, or show detail, or custom segue. And I will here go with show segue. This show segue will push the new view controller in the navigation controller, which is a stack of controllers that I have it right now, a stack of different screens, as you can see. And it's also come with a back button to come back to the list of controllers. If I need to see this back button, show segue come handy. If I need to change the segue type, I can go to here and change it to present modally. And present modally basically did not push the view controller into the stack, but it only opened it on top of my stack. And as you can see, it's covered the full screen, no back button, and it's come also with several animation if we want. Usually we have this animation here. If I double click and go to a different type of animation, I can here select full screen. So my second view controller cover the full screen, and I can here select the animation or the transition. Let's say here flip horizontal or cross or partial curl. This is all different type of transition. Let me show you one of them in here. So this is the plus sign, and this is here the partial curl transition that we have it. I don't have any back button, so I should stop the app in order to come back. If we check here, flip horizontal, for example, it will be flipping horizontally to navigate. If this is not present modally, if this is a show segue, I don't have this animation and I have the back button, so I could here show you the back button, which means that this view controller has inserted into the stack, and I could come back like this. This is depend on the scenario, what we need exactly. We could select show segue or present modally segue. Because of this segue, right now I can navigate to my screen and come back to my new screen and come back, but this is as I mentioned earlier, depend on what exactly the situation and the scenario that I needed to navigate. I should select the segue. In my case, I don't want the user to interrupt adding a new task and coming back without finishing this task. Because of that, I don't need a push segue. Other than that, I need which is a push segue, show segue. I need to present modally, and in this case I also need it to be full screen like this. I could add some a transition, and I will here let the user save or cancel while he is adding a new task without interrupting the inserting of a new task. So I can right now start designing my screen by adding here a text fill. This one for let me just here give it quickly the placeholder. So the placeholder, enter new task, and I will also give it a little bit of extra size because this is important text. And below this I will add a date picker. This is here the date picker to select the date of this task, and the locale I will keep it, date and time. I could select only date or date and time. I will go with date only without time, and I will add a switch to select if this is urgent or not. Switch, and for this switch I could add here a title is urgent. Basically I need a label for this, not a title, so let me just try to move it around. Usually this is here is urgent, not appeared beside it, so I could add a label here for this one is urgent. This is the label for this, and eventually I will add here I will add two buttons, one for save and one for cancel. Usually those buttons, the save button to be to the top right corner, the cancel button to be to the top left corner, and that means I need a toolbar and add two buttons in this toolbar. So let me add here a bar, or it's already in here. Okay, so I will add a navigation bar. I could see exactly, here we go, so I could see the navigation bar in here. Okay, and I will add bar button item in this navigation bar. So let's go ahead, the title here, add new task, and I will add bar button item to the right. Here we go, and this is going to be the system, I will make sure this is save. So I'm following the standard save button, and I will add one more bar button item to the left. This is for cancel, and I will select here cancel. Beautiful. Let me run the app and see how this new view controller looks like. There we go, and beautiful. I see the switch. Okay, the app is crashing right now because of maybe there is no class yet for this, but let me check one more time. Here we go. I have save button, cancel button, date picker, beautiful, and is urgent. Click on this switch. For some reason it's turning or trying to come back, but we will fix that soon. Nice. So my layout is almost done. I don't have yet any class to control this view controller, so I should go ahead and create a new file. So I will add here a new file, and this file going to be Cocoa Touch class, because I am managing a main storyboard or UIKit object, which is a view controller. So I will give it a name here, add task, and I don't need to be table, it's going to be view controller, and make sure here also to select UI view controller. Perfect. Save it, and you have your new view controller ready to use in here. Number 2 is to connect this view controller with the new class, which is an essential step. I will go ahead here to the menu, go to class, and select, I should start typing add task view control. I should see the autocomplete. Done. Without this step, the code will not going to work, so be careful to remember adding it, and that's beautiful. Now any actions or IBOutlet or IBaction I need to use or update within this new view controller should be done in my new view controller. So let me here split the screen and start doing that. So I need the view controller or the main storyboard to the left, and I need to go to my new view controller, add task view controller, to start adding the needed outlets. I need a couple of outlets for my components in here, and I need 2 IBaction for those 2 buttons. So let's start with this text. I will drag and drop to here, so I will give myself a little bit of space in add task view controller, and drag and drop while I'm pressing control button, and let's give it here a name, task title, and this is my first text field. This is my switch, so I will see here is urgent switch, and this is for the switch. And for the date picker as well, task date picker, and that's good. Now 2 actions, so I will scroll down a little bit, give myself a little bit of space, and drag and drop the first button. So here save clicked, and cancel clicked as well. Perfect. So I'm ready right now to start collecting this data from this view controller, save it or cancel the action when the user click on one of those 2 buttons. In order to start collecting, I should verify or maybe validate that the user enter a task. This should be the default date, I mean today's date, and also we could give it this an initial value. So at least the user should enter the title of this task before be able to click on save button. But now the question is how the new created task that we will create in this view controller send back to the table, the list. Don't forget that we do have our task model in here, task manager, where I have the task manager object and I have the array. I need this array to be updated every time the user click on save button. In order to do that, we will follow the same standard or the same pattern that Apple follow for iOS development by creating a protocol. A protocol is what I will create right now. I will create this protocol with this view controller class. That a protocol here means I have a service. This view control has a service, and this service could be completed, done successfully with a result, or could be cancelled by the user. This is the only two way to deal with this task in here, or with this new service that I have it in this view controller. So the protocol give me two functions. This is similar to interfaces in Java. Those two functions will be, one of them adding task completed successfully, and the second function will be cancelled, adding task cancelled. Okay, so let me add this protocol in this class. So I will, outside of the class, I will create a protocol, and this protocol I will call it adding task delegate, because this delegate protocol means my table, which is here the main table, delegate the task of adding a new to-do to another view controller. That's why we will follow also the same practice and give it the name delegate protocol. This delegate protocol will has two functions. The first one, adding task done with result, and I will provide here the result. The result here will be the new task, and in my case this is an object of type task. And the second function here will be adding task cancelled. That means the user did not finish adding the task. Here we go, I'm done with the protocol. Now I will create an object of this protocol within the class. This is going to be an optional object, so I will create here var delegate, which is from type adding task delegate optional object. In case we are navigating from the table to here, the delegate will be the table controller, so we will notify when one of the actions happen. So basically, inside cancel clicked, we will go to our delegate and call the function adding task cancelled, right? And same thing for save. We will go to delegate and we will say here adding task done with result, and we will pass here the new task object, and this new task we will provide the values soon. Okay, the values we will collect it from the outlet that we have. That's nice. Now in our table view controller, we should here make sure that the controller is a delegate for adding. So that means we will implement or confirm this protocol here by say adding task delegate in here. And we should also, when we navigate, this navigation happened inside this segue. So in the moment when we go to the segue, we will assign the delegate to become the table. So I will do that in here in one of the function, that is navigate function, and this is the function which is a prepare for segue function. This prepare for segue function is a function that will be called just before navigating, and before navigating from this table to adding a task, I need to do one important action, which is making sure that the table is the delegate of this adding new task. And that means when the user click on save or cancel, we send a notification to the table itself. So that means in here, in prepare for segue function, I will make sure here that I'm assigning the delegate. So I will say here I will go ahead and get, because I have the segue, which is the storyboard object segue. I have here, let's say, adding view controller. I will go to this segue and go to the destination, and I will cast it down to be add task view controller. Because now I have a view controller reference in here, I can assign adding view controller dot delegate equal to self, and this is a very important step. Without this step, we will not able to get any notification from our adding task view controller. That's beautiful. So now next step is to finish the implementation here, which is collecting the data of the new task in this function, validating it, and then notify back our table. So here in save clicked function, I will start here validating. So I will check if task title dot text dot is empty. If this is empty, I will go ahead. If this is not empty, I will start working. If it is empty, I will display an alert, or maybe I could do here some action. Yes, let's kind of alert to notify that we need all the information. If this is not empty, I can collect the value from here. So this is optional boolean that can be used for this. If this is empty, just here see, they replace it to compare with nil. That's okay. And now I will use the value here, which is task title dot text, because I know it is not nil, and I will use use the second parameter here for this task. I do have a couple of parameter, if you remember here. Task is urgent and date created. So the second one will be here is urgent, and I will collect the value of this switch, right? So is urgent will be here the switch dot is on, the value of this attribute of is urgent, and date created will be the value that we have it in this task date picker. So task date picker, as you remember here, I have this as a date object, so I will make sure that I have here the date object 1 dot date, and in this way I'm creating the new task when the user click on save button after making sure that there is a title for that task, and notify back the caller, which is the table. Don't forget that the user also expect to close this screen when he's finished adding the task. So it's a good idea also to close or dismiss this view controller from our from the stack when the user click on save and cancel. So I will say here dismiss, and I will dismiss this view controller, and I will dismiss the view controller in both cancel and save clicked functions. And now we are ready to start checking the process and making sure that everything is working. Inside to do here, we confirm the protocol, but we also did not add the needed function. The needed function are 2, so I will cut them from here, scroll down, adding them just below, and adding new task is a function. I should remove it, by the way. I should remove this connection, and I will show you how can I remove this connection in a second. If this connection will cause an issue for my app, let me tell you why. If we split the screen here, and if we see in here to do table view controller, you could see that this is a connection that has an IB action, and also it has a segue. And for this segue, I also has a prepare for segue function in here. So those two functions will run at the same time, and two functions running at the same time is not going to work. The app will crash or cause unexpected performance. So I should remove this IB action from my code. In order to remove it safely, as you can see, it is a connection that is, I have this full circle. The circle is full, so I cannot just delete this code. I should delete it correctly. I should go to this view controller and check all the connection that I have in here. One of those connections is add new task. So here I have to cancel it. Here we go. I remove it from here, and if you double check one more time with the other, if you check one more time, you can see right now it's an empty circle, so I could right now remove this function without any issue. This is the correct way to delete any existing connection, IB outlet or IB action. Right now I still have here to deal with what the result of this task, what I have to do with this task when I'm receiving a task. Basically this new task should be inserted in the array, the main array that I have it, and basically the main array I have it inside all task. So all what I have to do right now is go to this all task, and I will append a new task, which is this one. After appending this to the array, I should reload the table, reload, or I will try here to say table view dot reload data. In this way I'm reloading the data, but as we also saw earlier that this array is basically a copy of this array that I have it inside task manager. So I should be extremely careful doing the correct update also to the original array, not only to the copy. So here what I'm doing, I'm adding a task to the copy. So I should go to my task manager dot shared dot tasks dot append, or I think I did a function, did I add task? This is the one, and I will here say new task. In this way I'm adding the object to the original array, and I'm also adding it to the copy. This copy is where my table view managing where my table view is basically adding the or using this old task. By the way, here I'll add task, wait for one task with a name, which should be updated, because I don't have only here a name. I should pass here a new task. So I will say here task, which is a task object, or let's say here end task, and I will append this end task to my array like this. Beautiful. And this mean here I have end task, which is the new task. I receive it from my delegate, which is adding task view controller. When the user cancel, we don't have to do anything. We don't have to reload the table. We can maybe use it for any extra features we would like to apply, kind of showing a toast or something else. So let's right now start testing after those updates. Start testing the application, and I will run the app on iPhone 16 simulator. And I notice here, whenever I'm trying to navigate with partial curl with full screen, anytime I'm trying to write, it's kind of crash and not letting me even continue what I'm doing. So I googled and noticed that there is here it is not fully working for transition to be partial curl, so I will change it to cover vertical and try one more time. So this could be an issue with this transition itself. Now I am here with different, as you can see, if I navigating, this is cover vertical. If I cancel, it's cancel it Perfect. Now if I click save, it's doing nothing. I should here display an alert showing that this is should be I should add a title. Let's try to add task and change the date, let's say 13, and save. If I click save here, I also noted that it's not doing anything, so I will go ahead to add task view control and add a breakpoint here to see what's wrong and why it's not navigating, and try one more time to click save button. And in here I could see that it's not even enter the if statement block, because the condition is not correct, and that means I should go ahead. If this is empty, I will remove this, and if this is not empty, this is what I need. If this is not empty, to go ahead and enter this if block. I fix it and I thought it's going to work, but no, this is the correct condition, and I will here replace it. If this is empty, I could here notice that. Alright, so let me here try one more things, because I need here two things, basically two conditions, because this text could be nil itself. So I will first of all check that task text. I will here assign it if let task equal, or let's say title equal this, and the second condition to be this title not empty. So I need two things, basically. One thing that there is a title, not nil, and this title is not empty. And in this way, I am adding two conditions, number one, and this is number two. And now I need not to be empty, so title not empty, and this is should landed in this if block. So let me run the code, add a breakpoint here, and try one more time. I will try here to go task, save, and here we go. I am right now within the block task, and this is the delegate function. Name is title.task, urgent is on, and if I'm continue here, I could see that we are navigating back to the table with the new task inserted within the table. And the reason is I kept it as urgent. I will say here task 2 and change the date, 23rd, let's say, and save. And this is also navigate, go to delegate, and here I'm dismissing this, and there we go. I'm right now inserted in the table. If you want to check step by step, we could notice here that when we are sending this function or sending this notification, it will goes all the way to adding task done with the result. Let me show you this one more time. Task 3, not urgent, save. This is number 1, and this is number 2, because the delegate has been connected correctly. And this is the new task that I have, which has a date to be as selected as urgent false, and this is the name of that task. That's beautiful, and I could here reload the table as we want. Perfect. I will right now fix a little bit, remove the existing 2 tasks, and also add an alert, because if the user clicks save without even entering the task, we have no notification here, but I will display an alert here to show that. And also I need to display the date of the task in here. If you remember, if in here in main, I could here change that in here. This is here the table controller, and I will here change this to be, the cell itself to be style subtitle. Subtitle means it has 2 labels, and I will, in my function here, which is cell for row at index path, which is in here, I should find it in here. Cell for row at index path, I could notice that I have the name of the task and also the date created. So if I run this code one more time, I should see the date right now in this simulator. Here we go, I could see the date. And if I add another task, let's say here August 20th, I will save it. Let me remove those breakpoints, and I should see the recent task with August 20th inserted exactly as I want, with the red background, because it is urgent task. If I swipe it, I can able to delete it, delete, and delete. Beautiful. Let's right now add the final retouche to this application and add an alert. Now I need to finalize here, adding a new alert. So I will create here var alert, and this is going to be UI alert view controller. I think I write it UI alert controller, and this is, I will select it with the title. This title will be here missing info, and the message, let's say here, you should enter the task title, and the style will be alert. Action sheet pull from the bottom, I need this as an alert. I should here also add action, but before adding action, I will remember quickly to present this view controller, which is alert. Let's say alert view controller. I will change its name here. I will here go ahead with this, and for this alert view control, I will add action, and this action will be UI alert action with the style and title. I will add here OK, and the style to be default style for this action. No, there is no extra actions needed in here, so this should be fine. And for this in here, I will remove the two existing tasks, and I will leave it as an empty task by default, like this, and I will try to run the app one more time. Now we started with an empty list. Going to add, let's say here, fix the door, not urgent, but should be done, let's say, before a specific date. Save, and this is fix the door inserted. If I need another urgent one, let's say here, fix the window, and this is urgent, should be done as soon as possible, and let's save it. There we go. I got the two tasks inserted in here. I can delete them, and I could add as many tasks as I want. This is basically what I need to add to our application today. We learned today a lot of new things about iOS applications, starting with controllers, IBOutlets, IBActions, segues, protocols. If you have any question, please write it in the description, and I am more than happy to answer any question. And thank you for watching. The full code will be posted on GitHub repo. And thank you again. Don't forget to like and subscribe in my channel. Bye for now.